It's said that anytime somebody says something in a sentence or uses a phrase, that whatever they say that's followed by a but or a however, you can pretty much just forget what's said before the but, because the point of their statement or phrase is what follows it. And with that being said, I know a lot of us care about our friends and our family and our loved ones, but there is a pervasive act or sense of betrayal and feeling betrayed that's permeating through our society right now, our community. It's something that's unseen, but it's often so thick and so strong that it's almost like a wave that you can reach out and touch that's gliding past you every day. Your loyalty, your love, your looking out for people, if it's not met with gratitude, words of sincere appreciation, and respect, you might want to put a lid on that. You might want to put a lid on that. I've had situations where I've looked out for people, I've overextended myself, I've traveled to destinations to break bread and just soak up the vibe of people that I love on my dime, on my time. And I've drugged family into the same experiences with me, oftentimes when they really didn't want to, out of my love for the people that I was traveling to see, only for it to be met with a great deal of a lack of care, a sense of entitlement, pressure, or total disregard. While I want to sit here and say that you shouldn't let these feelings of feeling unappreciated change you, I want to sit here and say that, but I can't. You have to protect what is dear and sacred to you. I used to always say you have to protect the goodness within you. I've had buddies who have shared secrets, shared plans with folks about starting businesses or maybe a girl that they're interested in, only for that brother that they're talking to with that listening ear to undermine them when that brother who shared the information never thought that dude would be of that caliber. And they go in there and they just plot on that business. They plot on that woman. I had a Jeep SRT8, the old box styles that I wanted to buy. This was probably back in 2009, 2010. And I told a dude about it. And the dude that I told about it had one. So I'm thinking, this is cool, this is safe. You know, he kind of inspired me to want the truck, so I told him about it. And he asked me, and I should have caught it, but I'm in such a loving and good mood, a decent brother. He said, hey man, where was that truck at? And I told him where. The next morning at breakfast, do you know that the same night I told this guy about it, he ran his happy behind up there. It's Ramadan, I'm not cursing. It's not sunset yet. He ran his happy behind up to the dealership and inquired on the vehicle. Luckily for me, luckily for me, when I went up and inquired on the vehicle, I wanted to go home and sleep on it and think about it, but then I told the guy right after that. Luckily for me, when I inquired on the vehicle, I told the main salesperson and finance manager that I'm gainfully employed, that I was gainfully employed. I'm retired now, but at the time I was. And they wanted me to have that vehicle. And my boy was a street dude. When he went up there and inquired on the vehicle, they probably smelled it on him, and they knew or they believed that either he couldn't afford it or there would be issues selling him the vehicle. What, I don't know, but for whatever reason, they did not negotiate that sale of that vehicle with him. And the next morning at breakfast, he told me that he went up. He told me himself that he went up there and tried to take the vehicle that my dream car. He already had one. So, another partner of ours, whom he told the night that he left the dealership what his plans were, another partner of ours that we both respect, he's like our OG, so to speak. He told the guy, man, you wrong for that. You know Amir said he was going up there to get that car. Why would you take your happy, you know what, up there and try to undermine him like that? But that's an example. God damn. As you can see, not all the times, but sometimes we get what we seek after. Sometimes we get the good that we deserve. But that's an example of what's going on more pervasively in this day and age that we're living in now. In this era right now, in 2026, people are overstepping boundaries. They see you happy. They don't want to get inspired themselves to go duplicate what you're doing to get your happiness. They want your spot. They want your happiness. And this isn't everybody in our lives, but it's too common right now. So I want to encourage everybody that's good. If you're a good person, you know you're a good person. If you're a POS, you know it too. But if you're not a POS and you're a good person, and you can relate to what I'm saying about people overstepping boundaries, people telling your secrets, what is that about? And see, there's a lesson in this for us who are too freely and too much of an open book. We need to shut up. We need to keep what's ours, ours. I'm going to do another video on that later. Looking out for you. You need to keep it tight, pause. But in this era that we're living in, these things are all too common, and they can lead to some serious conflicts if we, as the good people, don't check ourselves and establish our boundaries and vet those who are around us and don't talk so much and so freely. This is Amir with A1 Vita TV. I hope everybody is doing well and feeling well. It's beautiful here in the Dominican Republic. Beautiful day in Puerto Plata. I'm out here in Puerto Plata now. Beautiful day in Sosua. I was in Sosua earlier. If you can travel, I hope you could travel. If you see me, say what up, you know. We are in the town often, and we're out and about often, and we're happy to be here, and we're feeling blessed to be here. And in the spirit of what I'm saying here, this is a place, the Dominican Republic, particularly Sosua, where the camaraderie of the brothers, we are encouraged just by nature, because we're in a different atmosphere, to let our guards down. But the same things are even happening here. They're happening here amongst good brothers that you don't think will cross you the way that we're being crossed. So I humbly and respectfully encourage all of you good brothers out there, be very careful who you open up your livelihood, your history, your secrets, your future plans, your personal friends, your love life, your family history. Be very careful who you open up to. Sosua in particular is a very small place where gossip runs back and forth. I mean, crazy. You may be a person who can leave the house every day for 8 to 10 hours a day and don't say anything to anybody. You go to the grocery store, you go to the pharmacy, you call your moto guy, you go to Rumba's, you go to Bailey's, you go to the beach, and don't say nothing to nobody. But I guarantee you, if you're that person, even you will have a personal gossip file created on you in the Sosua atmosphere. So be mindful of that. It may not even be true, but there's a file on you. So a lot of times when you are sharing accurate information about you, that information is being spread because it actually came from the horse's mouth. So even in places like Sosua, be sure to guard the goodness in you and enjoy your life to the fullest. I wish you all well. Peace.